The Victorian Country Roads Board is continually extending the state road system to serve the ever-growing needs of the community. A fine road system has already been developed, and it is along the Hume and Ovens Valley state highways, through fertile plains and valleys, that we finally reach a section of the Victorian Alps selected for investigation and the future extension of the road system. Before the reconnaissance is started, all available information is gathered, including a general picture of the problem in relation to existing roads. Before it is possible to say, this is where a road shall be, a careful examination of the country must be made. This is especially true in such rugged terrain where survey data is meager, and where the sighting of the road must allow for severe winter conditions at altitudes of 4 to more than 6,000 feet. As we approach the area to be investigated, contact is made with the men who graze their cattle on these mountains, from whom valuable local information is gained. Upwards of 50,000 cattle are raised and fattened on these highlands during snow-free months. They are mustered and taken to lowland pastures before snow forms a mantle throughout the winter months. Field work commences as salient features are recognized, and so the task of absorbing details of topography is underway. A base is established at a cattleman's hut beside a lively mountain stream. A 1,000 feet or so higher up, the familiar tall timbers give place to the stunted snow gums which survive the bitter winter months. Many outcrops of columnar basalt are to be seen hereabouts, often assuming the outlines of ruined medieval castles. On with the job, as stream systems and ridge lines are examined for favorable road-making conditions. Dominating the skyline is the jagged outline of Mount Feathertop, some 6,200 feet above sea level. Additional valuable information is obtained from Bill Spargo, a local identity and a successful seeker of gold in these parts. As a former builder of roads for the Country Roads Board, his intimate knowledge of the terrain and its geological structure is eagerly sought. One of the objectives is the Hotham Chalet, built and managed by the Victorian State Railways. Gradually, the countryside becomes known, and important factors such as low saddles in the ridges and convenient stream crossings are given special attention. A familiar sight on many of the main ridges and spurs is the snow pole line, to which many winter travelers owe their lives. The first stage of the reconnaissance draws to a close as practicable routes are chosen for more detailed investigation at a later date. The season changes and snow is in the air. As snow-free roads are desired if possible, examination of these highlands under severe winter conditions must be made. We therefore move on to Mount Buffalo, where snow-removing equipment is successfully keeping the road open to motor traffic to this popular and well-developed snow sports field. However, in the area to be investigated, conditions are much more severe, and the selection of the proper type and amount of equipment is an essential part of forward planning. On arrival at the Mount Buffalo Chalet, also managed by the Victorian State Railways, it is not long before shears are gliding smoothly over the snow. Well, generally smoothly, for sometimes the sheaves take charge. The gentle slopes around the chalet are ideal for the novice and the not-so-expert shear. It's all good fun, and snow is friendly stuff to tumble in. Leaving Mount Buffalo behind, we commence the winter reconnaissance by joining a party of shears on their way to Hotham Chalet from Harrietville. The first part of the long climb of nearly 5,000 feet is by sure-footed horses, quite at home on snow-covered bridle tracks. Mount Feathertop towers above in snow-white grandeur as the party climbs up through a glittering landscape. Above 4,000 feet elevation, the going becomes too heavy for horses, and saddles are exchanged for sheaves. Merely to protect oneself from those biting winds, of course. skies rapidly change to a flurry of snow, and conditions are far from ideal. Well, only a couple of 1,000 feet more to climb. When the snow is not too soft, some of the more bulky gear and foodstuffs are sledged in by horse. And here's the secret: snowshoes. This hardy animal has acquired some skill in handling the shoes and refuses to take his load in dangerous places. And so, sometimes the sledge must be manhandled. At last the party surmounts Mount Hotham, and the chalet is indeed a great sight, especially as the last half mile is downhill going. The welcome extended is always a warm and cheery one. It is not long before the experts are limbering up and renewing acquaintance with the finest skiing country in the Commonwealth. Indeed, some will have it that these snowfields compare favorably with those of European fame. On a gentle slope near the chalet, ski classes are conducted under expert guidance for the less expert band of enthusiasts. Meanwhile, examination of the area proceeds. While the general outline of the country is much the same, the deep and irregular snow cover has wrought changes to gullies and spurs. Peculiar conditions, snowdrifts, dangerous cornices, icy stretches, and unstable snow formations are studied and related to the problem of road location. Time off for thrills and spills. A beautiful day, ideal snow, and exhilarating runs naturally produce great skiing. Yes, it's Bill Harris, one of Australia's finest skiers, executing his famous jump turn. Watch this fellow, Bill Harris, of course, on a spectacular long run at high speed. There he goes into that treacherous icy gully and up the other side. The end of a really wonderful day. Happy, tired, and hungry. The reconnaissance has continued on a bitterly cold day. Strong winds and icy surfaces make the going difficult, but much remains to be done before the weather breaks and visibility becomes nil. Vital landmarks when the snow clouds come to Earth. Back at the chalet, the indications are that the impending storm is close at hand. Rapid changes of weather are the rule in these mountains, and the meteorological records kept at the chalet are of vital importance. Shelter from the storm is provided in the picturesque Alpine Lodge built by the Alpine Club of Victoria. One of many such lodges which are planned and which will create an alpine village in the Mount Hotham area. On with the job, and the final task of examining critical sections for snow removal and maintenance of the future roads. Roads not only to serve this unexcelled winter playground, but important links for the proper development of rural Victoria.